Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin.
Warning, warning, Geiger's is on the field.
Bomb is dropped. We must get it right now.
Hey guys, Geiger's here, and welcome to episode 2 of Rank Me Up, the beta version. The beta, Battlefield 4 beta, I'm only going to do 2 episodes of Rank Me Up, this being the second one. So if you haven't seen Rank Me Up episode 1, I would like you to stop it right now. Go back and watch episode 1, and then come back and watch episode 2. Thank you very much. Once I get the full game, I will be doing more of these. So probably, my plan is to do a Rank Me Up every 2 ranks at the beginning until they get more spread out. I'm not sure the point system yet, but once points get to a point where it's like it takes me like a week or something to rank up, then it'll be once a week. And speaking of more shows like that, I'm going to be trying very hard to do at least 2 shows a week. Not of this. I have, this, and I have Let's Talk, and I have other shows that if you look at my channel, you'll see them sitting there that I want to fill. So that's my plan, and where I'm going to be doing this is going to be Xbox One. Now, I'm probably going to get the Xbox 360 version. I haven't fully decided on it yet. I'm like 95% sure I'm going to get it. But you won't see any shows. You might see a montage or 2 from it. But I probably won't do any shows from it. I might do 1 or 2, maybe like a Let's Talk, but not the Rank Me Ups, because I'm going to save that for my Xbox One version. So in this episode, you're going to see me rank up to number 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So you're like, well, wait a minute, there's a couple ranks missing there. Let me explain. Rank number 4, I have no idea where it is. I thought I recorded it. I was 95% sure I recorded it, but when I went to go get it, it wasn't there. So either I deleted it by mistake, or I didn't record it. And so we'll just go with I didn't record it, because that's what happened to number 10. Rank 10, I had a bunch of, like, thousands of points to go before I reached rank 10. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to record it, and I know the rule, the rule is record everything, but, I don't want to record everything because you have to look at it all. That's the downfall of all this. You have to remember what it was, and you have to, if you don't, then you got to watch the whole video, and it takes a while. So I saved it because I said, okay, well, I'm not going to rank up this time. I'll rank up next time. I'm positive of that. So, but I had like the best game ever, and I ranked up in that one to rank 10 and got thousands and thousands of points, and I was like, well, crap. So I missed it. So we'll just leave it at this with a couple missing, and just know that I did reach rank 10. I played it for 40 plus hours. I think it was close to 50, but I think it was more around 45. But I'm not 100% sure. Because I went to go look again, and everything's gone. So you can't even look at your stats from the beta. Unless it's somewhere I don't know about. I didn't look really hard, but when I go to my battle log and go to Battlefield 4 Beta, it's just nothing. I'm just going to get into my thoughts on the beta. First off, the map. So it was the Shanghai map. On the Xbox 360, yeah, it looked like crap. But I don't care. I'm not a big graphics person. I don't really care that much. So oh, PC has awesome graphics. I don't really care. It depends on the game. Like a game like Battlefield, it looks nice and whatever. I'm not going to get into a war here, but really it's buildings and grass. So when you cut right down to it, it's not that big a deal. But the map, what really I didn't like about it is when the building was up. Now on the Xbox 360 version, nothing was there. You didn't. First time I saw umbrellas and tables and curtains and whatever, and trees and bushes and all this. It was on the PC version, and I'm like, well, that's not on the 360 version. But then everybody's like, well, once we get the HD pack and all that, everything will be about the same, but it'll still be, on the lower quality. So I'm like, well, with the building up, the game looked nice, like you had all this stuff and whatever. But as soon as the building came down, I'm not going to say you can't tell, but there was hardly any difference between the 360 or PS3 version and the PC, because you had that dust everywhere, so everything looked white. Like everything. And so, yeah, your $1,000 computer had a white map, and mine had a white map because it's just a map design, right? But you know, it was okay. So the weapons, you know, there wasn't a lot of weapons, but you know, it had a perfect balance. I found like my favorite were the carbines. You know, nice weapons. And I like the Type 88 LMG because once you had all the unlocks for it, it was a pretty good gun. It didn't kick all over the place, but you know, and I like that sight. I can't remember what it's called, but the sight you can flip up and you can look farther. I like that. I really like that. So, you know, and each weapon had like a limited unlocks. You could only unlock like 3 or 4. So there was one that had 1, I remember, that you could unlock, and the rest had to come in out of your battle packs and whatever. But I liked it. You know, you couldn't sit there and unlock every little thing for every weapon, which some people might have wanted. But I was, you know what? For what the beta, you had a couple weeks. You know, they wanted you to play with every weapon. If you didn't play with every weapon, then you should have. You should have. You know, you only got a couple weeks. Use every weapon. Check it all out. Same within the full game. There's guys that they're still unlocking stuff, and they've been playing this game for hundreds of hours. I personally don't understand it because, you know, I've played with every weapon. The biggest controversy, I guess, was the Lockon RPG. Now, apparently, they got rid of it. I read it in Reddit today, so it must be true. And so what it was like you had the recon guy had his handheld SOFLAM. I don't know the right name for it. And then the engineer had so he would lock onto a helicopter, and then the engineer would just pull up his RPG and lock onto the helicopter. And you're like, okay, so he'd fire, you know, everybody was killing helicopters. Now, helicopter pilots obviously hated this, so they did get rid of it. So now there's another story there altogether. Is this another Battlefield where if you whine enough, things will disappear? But apparently it was never supposed to be there. They just did it for fun, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, the biggest thing was, you know, like you're looking at the RPG, like there was no sights on it. It was just iron sights. So how is this thing locking on? I guess there might be. I think there is lock-on RPG rounds, but I think they also have a sight. You know, or if it's heat-seeking thing, then. But anyway, so apparently it's gone. But there is still, you know, your Iglas and Stingers, so you will be able to knock the guys out of this guy. So we'll just have to wait for the full version to see what's going on. So in the news, Xbox 360 will need 14.4 gigabytes of space to load the game. Now, don't freak out if you don't have that. So a lot of it is your single player and multiplayer discs. And so if you are going to play the single player, you know, like load it, play it, and delete it if you need this. If you really need the space. Multiplayer-wise, I recommend downloading everything. You know, delete some stuff like map packs and whatever. You can always download those later, so don't freak out about it. So just delete stuff, and if you want to come back to it and download it. You know, it doesn't go away. Trust me, I do it all the time. But the main thing is, I guess the 360 version, like it will come with like 2 gigs download right away that you have to use. I'm pretty sure that's going to be your texture pack, so things will look a little better for everybody, which was just what everybody wants. So patches on the PC wise, I guess there was a couple during the beta, and some people were like, "Oh, they get them, we don't." But it's understandable. They get them on the PC because they can do them right away. You know, Xbox takes a little time, but I know you know, there's really no reason Xbox couldn't do it either. But I'm glad they did it on the PC because that helps the PS4 and the Xbox One versions, and I'm sure it helps the 360 version. But it needed to be done right away because it was only 2 weeks, and they're like, okay, well, this is very broken. I'm not sure exactly what it was. Maybe it was those 10-foot guys they fixed. That was just funny. But, you know, they fixed whatever it was. And it was quick and, you know, and painless, and it just kept going. So, I'm glad they did it. I'm not going to fight about it or argue or whine about it, that it was only done there. I'm glad it was done. That's the end of it. So next news is there will be, I guess there's going to be sharing to Facebook feature, and what you can do there is share when you rank up or when you're joining a game or winning rounds. You know, you can say I've won 10 rounds in a row. But now the problem with this is I have, and I'm sure you do too, a lot of people have family and friends that don't give a rat's ass about how you're doing on Battlefield. And they don't really want to hear about it, so you might lose friends, followers, even family might block you, you know, like, or block your wall, whatever. your news feed. So, you know, I think it would have been better off going to Twitter, but at the same time, if you did every little thing that you did on Twitter on Battlefield 4 and updated it or posted it to Twitter, then you might lose followers there too. So maybe the best thing is like on Facebook, but you have your own. A lot of guys have their own Facebook page that's dedicated to Battlefield 4 or Battlefield in general. So that would be perfect for there. So I don't know. Like, let me know what you guys think about the whole sharing to Facebook thing. Like, I have Raptor, so it tells people when I get online, and I like that feature because I've had friends that go, "Oh, I saw you get online on Twitter. It says you were playing," so they jumped on to play. I like Raptor a lot, so I don't know if it's trying to be kind of like that, you know, but it'll be for Facebook. Let me know in the comments below, you know, what your thoughts are on that, on everything. So, last thing is, I'd like you to, you know, if you haven't, check out my latest video series. It's called Let's Talk. On that one, I talk about obliteration. If you're wondering why I'm not talking about it here, it's all in that video. It's a 10-minute video all about obliteration on the jet skis and the choppers and all that stuff. So make sure you go check that out. So thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks again for watching, and take care, everyone.